Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're journeying to one of the most isolated and mysterious places on Earth, Easter Island. You've probably seen pictures of those iconic giant stone heads staring out into the void. But what's the real story behind them? How did they get there, and what happened to the people who carved them? Let's dive in and uncover the secrets of Rapa Nui. First off, where exactly is Easter Island? It's a tiny speck of land in the southeastern Pacific Ocean, over 2,000 miles off the coast of Chile, which officially governs it. Its Polynesian name is Rapa Nui, and its isolation is key to its fascinating and tragic history. The island is most famous for its nearly 1,000 monumental statues, called Moai, created by the early Rapa Nui people. These aren't just heads. Most of them have full bodies buried beneath the earth, some standing over 30 feet tall and weighing more than 80 tons. That's heavier than a space shuttle. So, the million-dollar question, how did they move these colossal statues? For a long time, this was a huge puzzle. The island had no wheels, no cranes, and no large animals to help with the heavy lifting. The most widely accepted theory now is that the Rapa Nui people walked the Moai from the quarry where they were carved to their final positions on stone platforms called ahu. Imagine teams of people using ropes, rocking the statues back and forth, inching them forward in a shuffling motion. It would have required incredible skill, coordination, and a deep understanding of physics. There are even Rapa Nui oral traditions that talk about the statues walking to their destinations, which modern experiments have shown is actually plausible. But why did they build them in the first place? The Moai are believed to be living faces, representing deified ancestors. The Rapa Nui people believed their chiefs were descended from the gods, and after a chief died, their mana or spiritual power would watch over the tribe and bring good fortune, fertile lands, and victory in battle. The statues were placed on the ahu platforms facing inland, watching over their villages, not out to sea. It was a way to honor their lineage and protect their communities. You can almost feel the spiritual energy when you stand before them. The statues also evolved over time. The earlier Moai were smaller and more naturalistic. But as time went on, and perhaps as rivalry between different clans intensified, they became bigger and more stylized. The competition was on. Who could build the biggest, most impressive Moai to honor their ancestors and display their clan's power? This brings us to the quarry, Rano, a volcano on the island. It's like an open-air workshop frozen in time. You can see hundreds of Moai in every stage of completion. Some are still attached to the rock face, while others lie scattered on the slopes, as if the workers just dropped their tools and walked away one day. That's essentially what happened. This leads to the tragic part of the story, the collapse of the Rapa Nui society. What happened to this advanced culture that could create such masterpieces? The leading theory points to an environmental catastrophe, a cautionary tale for our own time. To transport the Moai, the islanders needed vast amounts of timber for ropes, rollers, and levers. Over centuries, they cut down almost all of the island's trees. Deforestation led to soil erosion, which meant they couldn't grow their crops as effectively. Seabirds, once a vital food source, stopped nesting on the treeless island. Resources became scarce. As the environment collapsed, so did the society. The once thriving population, estimated to have been as high as 15,000 people, dwindled. Competition for dwindling resources turned into brutal conflict between the clans. During this period of turmoil, known as the Huli Moai, the islanders began toppling each other's statues. To knock down a rival clan's Moai was to strip them of their mana and power. That's why so many of the statues were found lying face down, broken. It was a dark and desperate time. When European explorers first arrived in 1722 on Easter Sunday, which is how the island got its name, they found a stark landscape and a small, struggling population. The glory days of the Rapa Nui were long over. The arrival of outsiders brought even more tragedy in the form of diseases and slave raids in the 19th century, which decimated the remaining population. At one point, only about 111 Rapa Nui people were left on the island. It's a miracle their culture survived it all. But the story doesn't end there. In the 20th century, archaeologists began to study the island, and a cultural revival started. The Rapa Nui people, the descendants of those original statue carvers, are still here. They are working hard to preserve their heritage, their language, and their traditions. Many of the toppled moai have been painstakingly restored and raised back onto their ahu platforms. It's like the famous Ahu Tungargi, where 15 majestic moai stand guard against the Pacific sunrise. It's an absolutely breathtaking sight and a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Today, Easter Island is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and its people are the guardians of its incredible history. Visiting the island is a profound experience. You're not just looking at old stones. You're connecting with a story of human ingenuity, ambition, spirituality, and survival. It's a powerful lesson about the delicate balance between culture, environment, and our own actions. The moai stand as silent witnesses to a complex past and as a stark warning for our future. So, the mystery of Easter Island isn't just about how they moved the statues. It's about the entire rise and fall of a civilization, a story etched in stone on the most remote inhabited island in the world. It's a reminder that even the most advanced societies can falter if they do and respect the environment that sustains them. What do you find most fascinating about Easter Island? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more adventures into the world's greatest mysteries. See you next time.